Well, what an evening this is turning into. It's been bright blue skies, roasting hot during the day, but the sun's just about setting now and the rods are out on the spot. So what better time than now to take a look at these new bite alarms from Ripton. So Ripton is probably a brand that not a lot of you recognise, but some of you might have done from the video that we did reviewing their bait boat. Now, like the bait boat, which was full of features, these alarms here are also packed with loads of technology. Now, technology doesn't always go hand in hand with carp fishing, often detracting from the actual user experience, but it's safe to say that Ripton have really hit the sweet spot with these new bite alarms. So, without further ado, let's go into a bit more detail on these new Ripton Bitekeeper Plus bite alarms. So the first thing that many of you will notice is that the Bitekeeper bite alarms are absolutely tiny, being much smaller than the palm of your hand. However, don't let this fool you because it's still got all of those features that you need in your carp fishing. So on the left hand side of the bite alarm, you've got a simple push button on-off function. So if I hold that down, it'll turn it off. Once again, holding it down, turns the alarm back on again. Nice and simple to use. Then on the right hand side of the bite alarm, you've got 3 buttons for volume, tone and sensitivity, each of which has 7 settings. So I'll quickly run through those now. And then tone. And then sensitivity. So there you go, they're the normal sort of operating settings that you'd use on a day-to-day basis. So then on top of the bite alarm, you've got these 2 little snag ears here, which are actually the LEDs of the bite alarm. Now they're in a really good position because it means that you can actually see those no matter where you are in relation to the aspect of your rods. So another useful function of these is that the bite alarms register drop back differentiation, and that's both in terms of the sound. You've got high pitch and then followed by a low pitch on a drop back, and this is both in terms of the LEDs and the sound. For the sound, you've got your higher pitch and then a lower pitch for the drop back, and then on the lights, you've got the forward motion on the left hand side, and this is your coloured LED, and then you've got a white LED for backward motion on the right hand side. So if I just drop my bobbin down, I can actually show this. So the forward motion shows with the yellow indicator there on the left, and then the drop back motion is indicated by the right LED, which is white. So not only does this make it really easy to audibly determine what's actually happening, but also the different colours of those LEDs at the top makes it easy to see in the night as well. So it's also worth quickly mentioning at this point that all the alarms come with interchangeable colour LEDs as well, and by simply pressing and holding the sensitivity button, you can cycle through the 4 different colours: red, green, yellow and blue. Now when it actually comes to the sensitivity of the bite alarms, you do get a reasonable range there as well, so that you can suit the different sort of conditions that you're faced with. At the highest setting, you'll see that just the slightest line movement generates an indication, and then if I drop it to the lowest setting, you get plenty of movement there before it actually registers the bite alarm. Now, one thing that sets these bite alarms apart from others on the market is the fact that they don't have a conventional battery that you have to put in and take out of the bite alarms themselves. Instead, these bite alarms run on a 250 milliamp hour rechargeable lithium-ion battery. And a single charge of the battery gives approximately 10 days of usage time. Now, the great thing about this system is that you can actually charge these alarms on the bank, meaning that you're never going to be in that situation where you've run out of batteries and you actually can't fish because you can't use your bite alarms. The bite alarm heads themselves, they've got a magnetic charging point on the rear of the bite alarm. The bite alarms actually come supplied with a multi-point charging lead, which attaches to the back of the bite alarms on that magnetic charging point. and you can just plug this into a regular power bank via the USB port. So also supplied with the Bitekeeper bite alarms in the kit comes the Bitekeeper receiver. Again, it's absolutely tiny, and this little receiver has a number of functions and a wireless range of 100 meters. So once again, the receiver is super simple to use via these 3 buttons just on the front. On the left, you've got the on-off button. Holding it down simply turns that on. It's already paired with these bite alarms, and pairing itself is super simple too. So if I just give this a little tweak, you can see there that that's registered on the receiver instantaneously. You've then got the mode function here, which cycles between sound, vibration, sound and vibration. You've then also got the volume button, where you can cycle between the different volumes on your receiver head. Also worth mentioning is that the actual LEDs represent what's happening on the alarm head itself, both in terms of colour and also that drop back differentiation. So again, if I give this a little tweak, the drop back, it indicates white, and then the forward motion, the colour there matches that on the bite alarm head. So now the final and probably most techie feature of all is that all of this can be controlled not only from the alarm heads and receiver, but also using the app on your mobile phone. So the app is available for both Android and iOS, and it's super simple to use. Once the app's downloaded, simply select Bitekeeper and your phone should automatically connect to your alarms. The app works really well and tells you all of the information that you need to know about the alarm heads, information about the settings, and also things like the battery life. So if this has piqued your interest and you fancy taking a further look at the Ripton Bitekeeper bite alarms, then head over to the website www.ripton.com.